sense of West Africa's investment world. This podcast is brought to you by Daba, your most comprehensive platform for investing in African stocks, bonds, and managed funds. You can download the Daba app on your favorite Google and Apple app stores. The regional stock market closed higher today, August 14th, driven by solid performances from several leading stocks and sustained activity in the bond market. So, let's dive right into the key highlights of the session. First, let's talk about the indexes. The BRVM Composite Index, which measures the overall performance of listed stocks on the Bourse Régionale des Valeurs Mobilières, closed at 314.77 points. That's an increase of 0.46% compared to yesterday. Over the past year, the index has gained 14.04%, proof of a broadly bullish market since the start of the year. Another index worth mentioning is the BRVM Prestige, which groups the most liquid and well-capitalized companies. It rose 0.72% to reach 129.75 points. Here, too, the annual performance is solid at nearly 13% growth. For investors, this kind of index movement signals that the market remains positively oriented, with opportunities for those looking to enter quality stocks, particularly in the prestige compartment. In terms of market capitalization, the equities and rights market now stands at 136 billion francs CFA, up 0.6%. The volume traded reached 508,222 shares, a spectacular jump of over 73% compared to the previous session. The value traded exceeded 587 million francs CFA, an increase of 39%. Now, let's see which stocks stood out today. Leading the gainers, we have Ecobank Côte d'Ivoire, which jumped 3.54% to close at 11,700 francs CFA. Over the past year, the stock has delivered an impressive performance of more than 33%. This increase reflects renewed investor confidence in the banking sector, supported by strong quarterly results and positive forward guidance. Next is CFAO Motors Côte d'Ivoire, up 3.05% to 675 francs CFA. The stock benefits from positive consumption prospects and the upcoming dividend payment scheduled for August 19. Orange Côte d'Ivoire gained 2.93% to settle at 14,580 francs CFA. While the annual performance is still down 16.69%, this rebound is an encouraging signal for investors looking at the telecom sector, which remains a cornerstone of the region's digital transformation. Sikable Côte d'Ivoire followed with a 2.69% rise to 1,335 francs CFA. Finally, Untitled Burkina Faso advanced 1.96% to close at 2,340 francs CFA. For investors, these gains could indicate either a recovery after previous declines or strategic positioning ahead of expected positive company developments. But not everything was in the green today. On the downside, Safka Côte d'Ivoire fell sharply by 7.33% to 1,075 francs CFA, despite a strong annual performance of over 49%. Ecobank Transnational Incorporated dropped 5.88% to 16 francs CFA. We also note declines for CFAO Côte d'Ivoire, down 3.45% to 565 francs CFA, Société Générale Côte d'Ivoire, down 2.02% to 25,000 francs CFA, and Solibra Côte d'Ivoire, down 1.97% to 17,145 francs CFA. In terms of sectors, telecommunications rose 1.37%, driven by Orange CI and Onatel BF. The consumer discretionary sector gained 0.88%, while financial services dipped slightly by 0.17%. Let's now move to the bond market, which remains a pillar of stability for institutional investors and savers seeking fixed income. Today, bond market capitalization stood at 10,497 billion francs CFA, a slight drop of 0.06%. The volume traded was 3,432 bonds, with a total value of 33.9 million francs CFA. Among the notable trades were several Mali sovereign issues, such as the 10-year bond at 6.55% maturing in 2034 and the 8-year bond at 6.35% maturing in 2031. These instruments continue to offer attractive coupons in a regional context of relatively stable rates. On the Senegal side, the 10-year bond at 6.50% maturing in 2033 and the 8-year bond at 6.15% maturing in 2030 also traded. For investors, these securities offer competitive yields with a risk profile suited to long-term portfolios. We also saw activity in private bonds, including the gender bond Ecobank CI at 6.50%, as well as issues in the energy and infrastructure sectors. For investors, The current bond market presents a dual advantage, securing regular income while diversifying exposure to balance out the more pronounced swings in the equity market. In summary, this August 14th, 2025 session was marked by rising indexes, strong gains in flagship stocks like Ecobank CI, CFAO Motors CI, and Orange CI, and a healthy level of bond market activity. If you're an investor, now is the time to reassess your positions. Lock in gains from rising stocks, identify rebound opportunities in those that fell, and strengthen holdings in bonds offering attractive yields. To receive weekly recommendations, access exclusive analysis, and reduce your investment fees, subscribe to Daba Pro. With Daba Pro, you don't just follow the markets, you stay ahead of them. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to the Daba Markets Talk podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating, follow us, and share with friends. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always do your own research or consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions. And download the Daba app on your app store to start investing in African stocks, bonds, and manage portfolios through your phone and find other helpful content. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing your financial knowledge.